anyone care to bet on our body count?
You ain't shit. Alright, represent.
Agents of Mayhem is full of intense superhero versus supervillain combat battles, alongside laugh-out-loud comedic dialogue, a bombardment of F-bombs, and an extreme attitude that will challenge its publisher's love child, Saints Row. The game also carries a diverse cast of characters, a raunchy protagonist, and a visual style that is both stunning and vast. It was apparent from the start that I was going to have a lot of fun, causing as much mayhem as I possibly could. The first hour of the game felt fresh, entertaining, and thoroughly enjoyable. However, did the rest of the game follow the same formula? You take on the role of titular Agents of Mayhem, also known as the multinational agency for hunting evil masterminds. A unique group of outlandish R-rated superheroes who make Deadpool look like a character from Rugrats, combined with a makeshift cast from Team America. The agents hover above the world in a floating fortress known as the Ark, although you will spend most of your time traversing the battlegrounds of South Korea. I must add that Seoul looks stunning, especially on PC, vamped up to the highest level. It's dominated by skyscrapers with a crisp, clean view across the city. This is where you will wage a war on the very dominant and challenging League of Evil Gentlemen, who are intent on obliterating nations. There are 12 playable characters in all, each one feels unique, accompanied with an individual style of gameplay. The voiceover work is solid and almost reminds us of the impact humour that made the likes of Bulletstorm so entertaining. I really enjoyed running around playing as Hollywood, who is certainly top of my list when it comes to a character who I can't wait to take control of every time I pick up my pad, and one who never came out of my 3-man rotation, causing as much chaos as physically possible. Their variety in combat helps to maintain interest for a while. Exploiting their strengths to take apart your enemy's weaknesses becomes an important part of each battle. For example, using Hollywood's armor-piercing bullets effectively to take down enemy shields, then switching to Scheherazade to deliver damage up close, followed by swapping to Rama as you flee the scene and pick off enemies from a distance. These are some of the awesome experiences you can have with Agents of Mayhem, and you'll have the chance to create many more. Enemy types also become more varied as you advance through the game, keeping combat strategy fresh and innovative. The majority of the cutscenes are presented by 2D animation clips, similar to those of Batman the Animated Series and G.I. Joe. This game isn't really for kids. The adult rating is mainly for the amount of colourful language and the frequent blood splatter. But as someone who grew up watching many 2D action-orientated cartoons, what Volition have aimed for here is actually pretty clever to watch. Let's not forget that this is an open-world game, meaning you'll be collecting a plethora of souvenirs, more interestingly and importantly, the addition of schematics for new vehicles and Legion and Gremlin tech. This is accompanied by upgrading characters with new abilities. You can also get boosters to use at any time during battles, or maybe you'd like to call in an army of doves to wipe out a crowd of enemies. These become crucial as the difficulty ramps up. There's plenty to choose from, and it adds to the depth of the game and mixes things up just a little bit. The main drawback with Agents of Mayhem is the amount of repetition. It becomes a staple throughout each mission, no matter what fight you're in or what villain you're facing. You battle through the same armoured troops in whatever corridor or street you find yourself occupying. This gets tedious quite quickly. At first, the chaotic and frenzied combat is fun and effective. Whether you're pumping a shotgun into a baddie or detonating mines, or even if you just launch an arrow, you feel every movement. However, you quickly get worn down by performing the same motion over and over again. So here's the verdict. Agents of Mayhem could have been great. Yes, it has unique characters with diverse personalities and varied abilities. It also has explosive combat with some beastie weapons for you to experiment with. The game's open world is visually stunning, filled with a variety of vehicles to blow up, and Seoul looks truly magnificent. And let's not forget that varied upgrade system for each character, which is truly impressive. However, the repetition throughout the missions and side quests become tiring after the first couple of hours. There are some frustrating bugs and that issue of reloading. The attitude behind Agents of Mayhem has potential. It's not a bad game by any means, but with the impressive back catalogue of developer Volition, it could have been so much more.
Suck it.